Hi, my name is Mahrt. This video will discuss the producer's technical and creative roles in script development and the 3 stages of production. The producer normally means the person responsible for the delivery of the project. Producers will work on a project start to finish and be heavily involved in the process. A producer can play a critical role in the development phase of an idea or script. They can use their knowledge of the industry to create or improve an idea so it becomes marketable. Though it's not always just about the money, there are producers who address problems in the world and strive to make a social change through their films, such as Jeff Skoll. An example from our film, Decision Maker, is we have questioned the Christian religion's condemning of homosexuality through the conversation between God and a gay man. The next step is to find investors and come up with a complete financial plan or budget. This is when the producer must conceptualize all aspects of production, including post-production and distribution. One of the most effective ways to get investors on board with your idea is to get distributors invested first. For companies such as Screen Australia will not consider your application for funding without an appropriate distributor. Part of this process might also be recruiting key production members such as director, actors, actresses, and cinematographers. This can attract investors if any of these roles are filled by notable industry figures. For example, it was only after Drew Barrymore signed on in a minor role in Donnie Darko that others soon followed, such as Patrick Swayze, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Mary McDonnell, creating more interest from investors. It is important when assembling the team that the producer aligns all crew members on the same creative goals and their ability to achieve them. It is just as important to know where the money is going. That is why a well thought out financial plan is essential for a production of any size. This can also help secure investors, for they can see clearly where their investment is being spent. This is where the producer must work with their creative partners and highlight what aspects of the story are essential. The producer must find ways to reduce costs without jeopardizing the story. For example, where the film might be shot, for it can be cheaper to move productions overseas. For instance, The Matrix reduced costs by 30% by moving their production from the US to Australia. Location can be a strong way for a producer to contribute to the cinematic feel of the story, for a location can add depth and atmosphere to a scene. Basically, the producer has to be creative with their pitch to investors, the way they handle the budget, and choosing crew. As in our script, changing the bus crash into an implied crash using bright lights and sounds. The producer is the organizer and the overseer of the production. It is the producer's job to make sure the story stays focused and hasn't drifted from its original meaning. For if the producer feels the story has derailed, they have the authority to override all and get the production back on track. And from a financial point of view, making sure that the costs stay within the budget. They are also the leaders in following the safety regulations and following codes of conduct, as well as the legalities of everyone working on the project. It is up to the producer to find distributors and make deals regarding the process of distribution. These deals may be made before the production has even begun. Therefore, it is then the producer's role to ensure the distributors honour their agreement. The producer's most creative input is during the development and pre-production stages of the process. It is then a matter of ensuring the production stays on their creative path. A producer mentioned earlier, Jeff Skoll, is a person who inspires me. His films, such as An Inconvenient Truth and North Country, have changed social norms. An Inconvenient Truth gets played in schools around the world and has changed the debate around climate change. North Country has been credited as contributing to the renewal of the Violence Against Women Act. These are some of the amazing things that individuals can achieve through becoming a successful producer.